Hey folks, Ken McArthur here, best-selling author of Impact, How to Get Noticed, Motivate Millions, and Make a Difference in a Noisy World, and also The Impact Factor, How Small Actions Change the World. You can pick up both those books on Amazon. If you just do a search for Ken McArthur, you'll run right into them and get a glimpse of some of the things that I've been doing over the past decade and a half, building websites to high traffic and creating amazing joint ventures. We're going to be talking today about how to do high traffic blogging, and for some of you this may be basic and some of you this may be advanced. So we're going to do a kind of a combination of things. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project I'm working on. I'm going to then actually show you how to do some blogging, how you can participate in this amazing project that we're working on. And then I'll give you a couple of tips and techniques of how to drive traffic to your blog posts. We're going to be going much more in depth in future webcasts that will tell you how to really hone in on the traffic sources, how to work your articles up the blog chain, how you can possibly get national or international publicity driven to your blog posts, and how you can generate tons and tons of traffic. If you're on social media right now, it would be a great time to go out and say we're starting with the webcast, and you can use the URL kenmccarthur.com/open, and this webcast is open to everyone. It's part of the Impact Action Team series of open webcasts. We also have closed sessions that we do with just our Impact Action Team members. But this one's open to anybody, so feel free to share this URL with anyone that you like and encourage them to come in and learn about how to get involved in this particular project and how to do high traffic blogging. So that address again is kenmccarthur.com/open, and I'll actually type it right into the chat so that you folks have it and you can share it with other people. So kenmccarthur.com/open. So go ahead and do that right now. That would be great. Let other people in on the good stuff that's happening here today with you. I see a lot of old-time friends. I see some masters in there. Neil Shearing, welcome to the call. It's great to have you here. One of the pioneers of the internet is with us today, and I'm honored and deeply touched. So great to have you here. I see a bunch of my mentoring clients and some old friends, and really, really nice to have everybody on the call. We'll be opening this up for questions at the end of the call, so if you have questions, you can do one of two things. You can either type them in as we go along, and I'll try and look over there every once in a while and see if there's any questions that are available, or you can raise your hand and we'll try to open up your microphone, and you can speak your question to the whole group or comments to the whole group. Just do that as I go along. I've got a couple things that I want to run through, and then I'll open it up for questions. For those of you who are in the Orlando area or would like to fly across country or across the world to get there, we're having JB Alert Live on April the 19th through the 20th in beautiful Orlando, Florida. And very often we have people that fly around the globe to get to that Orlando event. I'm going to fly down from the 32 degrees that we are in Pennsylvania right now, and hope to spend a little bit of time with you in the warmth. We had a great session out in Los Angeles at the Impact event. We kicked off the Impact project. We did a bunch of case study work that was around that, and that was an exciting time too. If you can possibly get to any of our live events, it's just amazing people at every single event. Orlando will not be any exception. And of course, we do the one-day intensive events before each larger event, and that's a 10-person maximum mastermind and small group mentoring that I do with no more than 10 people. In a room. We get to focus on you and your projects. If you'd like to participate in that, you can get the upcoming events for that at onedayintensive.com. We did announce dates coming up for the next several months. We have a Northeast event coming up in May. In June, we're going back to beautiful San Diego, and in July, we're going out to Denver. So lots and lots of stuff going on, lots of opportunities for you to take part. If you haven't gotten on my list at kenmcarthur.com, you should do that so that you can stay up with all the many, many things that are going on. We just had a great event, a networking event last night in Philadelphia. So things are going all around the country. And hopefully we'll get out to Neil Shearing's neck of the woods one of these days and have an event out there. That would be great in England. So we'll just dive right in. So here's what we got to cover today. We're going to talk about how to be a high traffic blogger. We're going to talk a little bit about buzzbreaker.com. Buzzbreaker.com is part of a new case study that I just developed to show that I could build a high traffic site yet again. It was actually a challenge in a mastermind group that I'm working in. We were talking about some of the sites that I built and how I've driven high volumes of traffic around them, built great communities, some of them multiple sites in the top 3,000 sites on the internet, and they were, my mastermind partners were basically saying, but do you think you could do it today? And I said, absolutely. And so what we're going to do is we're going to basically prove that with a site called Buzzbreaker. I'm an action taker. I jump right in and do things. I encourage you to do the same thing, and that's what I'm doing with buzzbreaker.com. So it's specifically designed to be a high traffic site. Think, you know, something like the Gawker or something like that, that would be a high traffic site, Huffington Post, involved with current news. So Buzzbreaker is all around trending news topics of all different kinds. And right now in the news, for instance, we've got subjects like in the United States, at least, we've got the NCAA tournament brackets, and March Madness is something that's in the news right now. Powerball is in the news right now. There are stories about goats taking over YouTube, and a bunch of other subjects that are in the news and trending in across the United States and around the world. And what we're doing is we're basically adopting the theory that if we want to attract large amounts of traffic, we ought to stand where the traffic is. So it's a matter of standing in the middle of the river of traffic that's already out there. There are actually hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views that are searches that are being made for some of the terms that are in the trends right now. We want to be able to stand in front of that traffic, to grab some of that traffic and to drive it into our website, to build a community, because all of the high traffic sites that I've built in the past have been built around powerful communities and the interactions that those communities have with each other. We're going to do it again with a powerful blogging community that will actually benefit all of the bloggers that are actually taking part in the blogging, because you know that we can do so much more working together than we can apart. Then we're going to leverage that community, and we're really going to drive traffic into the website using a number of techniques that have to do with PR, radio, television, press releases, all kinds of things like that. Working the channel of blogs, if you've thought about it, you'll realize that the ways that stories get to national media is that they come up through a network of blogs all over the internet. The smaller blogs feed the larger blogs, and eventually what happens is it gets up into the radar of the national media, and stories break out all over the place. So breaking news every day is happening through a whole network of blogs, and if we actually track through where those paths are going, and through which websites most of the traffic is happening and where reporters are hanging out, we can get our news in front of those people. And that's a large part of what we're going to do in the upcoming weeks and months as we build this project out. So that's what Buzzbreaker is. We actually went in 4 days from 0 to the top 1% of the most visited sites on the internet, and that was without me even telling my subscribers about it. That sounds really, really impressive, but it's a little bit like the LinkedIn strategy, and that if any of you received the notice about LinkedIn that said that you were either in the top 10% or the top 5% or the top 1% of the most viewed LinkedIn profiles, then you are a victim or you are a part of the viral program that LinkedIn just did to really, really effectively get out the exposure for LinkedIn in a very, very short period of time. If you think about the number of people that are actually on LinkedIn, the top 1% actually represents millions of people, and all of those people want to grow out and brag that they're on the top 1%. So you can imagine that there's lots and lots of publicity around that. And the same thing is true of, even more so for the top 10%. So that puts in tens of millions of people into the mix. And then, of course, they also bragged or let people brag about the fact that they were top viewed profiles in various categories. So that broken down to even more. So it's a little bit like that campaign in that there are millions and millions and millions of sites out on the internet. It's not that hard to get into the top 1% because most sites are not doing anything to drive traffic. Somebody will put up a site and they will expect people to come to it, but they're not really doing anything to drive the traffic. And when they don't do anything to drive the traffic, nobody comes. So we're the exact opposite of that. This was an attention-grabbing headline. I know that many of the people that are on the call came because we were talking about the top 1%. Right now we're talking about the top 1% of the top 1% that BuzzBreaker is in, but my real goal is get it into the top 3,000 sites on the internet. So I think that'll be an exciting journey to go through, and I'd like you to be a part of that. Trends is what the site's all about. So there are a number of ways that you can find out what's trending right now. Google Trends, if you went to Google Trends, google.com/trends, which we will in a moment, you will see that there are subjects that are hot searches that Google publishes, constantly. So you can go at any time and you can find out what's trending in the news. This is as of, maybe an hour or so ago. There were 50,000 searches for Amanda, and so she was doing some pretty strange tweets or vulgar tweets. So what's in the trending news is popular for somebody and may not be popular for you, but that's what people are looking for right now. YouTube also has a trends area where you can find out what's trending right now on Google on YouTube, and it will show you popular videos that are out there that are available. I'm going to show you how to leverage those in just a minute. And then, of course, Twitter also has trends that are published across Twitter, and then across the many other sites. You can get rankings of what's in the conversation, what's in the news, and you can set up all kinds of Google alerts that will tell you breaking news or get on news organizations' lists to find out what's happening right this second. Because if, for instance, this happened yesterday, 3 Marines get shot, then that's going to be showing up in the searches because people are going to be wanting to find information about what's going on, and they want to search on the internet to find out what's going right now. If you get in on it early and you write something about what's going on, then you're going to get in front of that traffic. And as a matter of fact, that's what we're finding. A lot of the community sites that I've built never have been based on search engine traffic, but this one certainly is based to some degree on things that are hot right now and things that people are searching for right now. So what we want to do is we want to identify those things and get in front of them. If you haven't done it yet, I'm going to encourage you to go to buzzbreaker.com/bloggers, and this is the URL where you can actually fill in a form that will tell me that you're interested in possibly being a blogger for buzzbreaker.com. I'm going to show you in just a second some of the reasons that you may want to do that. And you can do that in lots of different areas because we're covering all kinds of trending topics. So you can pick an area that's of interest to you, and you can do as much or as little as you would like. The more that you do, obviously, the more traffic you're going to drive to your websites, and the better it's going to be for the community. So I'd encourage all of you to get involved in this in a very active kind of a way. The more active that you're involved, the better this will work for you, and it will work for the entire community. But there are thousands and thousands of people going to this blog already. You can imagine when we really kick in. So here's an example of a finished post that somebody has posted. Actually, one of the people that's on this call posted this this article, which is new guidelines for dealing with athletes suffering concussions. That's in the news. It's a topic that's related to health. And for each one of these types of blog posts that you put up on Buzzbreaker, you're going to have access to the author information. You'll be able to put in your Twitter account, your Facebook account, your website, your bio, all of that kind of information, and be able to drive traffic back to whatever you're doing. And you're also positioned as the expert on the high traffic blog. You can imagine if you were blogging for the Huffington Post, or you were blogging for Gawker, or any of the other high profile blogs, some of the tech blogs or those kinds of things, that you gain a lot of credibility from that. And so we're going to do our best to make sure that you get lots of traffic and credibility from the Buzzbreaker site. So that URL again was buzzbreaker.com/bloggers. If you haven't signed up for that, I encourage you to do that right now. Now I'm going to show you, kind of learn by doing, exactly the kind of stuff that we're doing with Buzzbreakers, what it looks like, and how you can get involved in that. And then also we're going to talk about how to drive some traffic to your blog posts after you post them. So it's pretty easy. First step is really just to go to buzzbreaker.com and to that page, and then you'll be able to, oops, that was probably not good. All right, let me try this again here. See if I can get this to come up in here. There we go. So this is what's going on buzzbreaker.com right now at this particular moment. And you can see that we've got sliders up here for various articles. So we've got things that are in the news, talking about the Powerball jackpot, the 3 Marines that are dead, new guidelines for dealing with athletes, Tiger Woods and Lindsey Vonn, the Steubenville rape case. You've got everything from FDA guidelines to what's going on in terms of opinions. One of the 3 topics that we're covering on Buzzbreaker, we're covering trending news, we're talking strong opinions, and we're talking fact checking. So if you would like to be a fact checker, or you would like to, you have opinions and you want to get them out, you really want to tell people what you think, then that's what our opinion makers section is for. And so there's, you know, a variety of different opinions that are available in the opinion makers kind of a section. Lots of room for ways for you to get involved that way. If you decide that you would like to become a part of this, once you get on the list at buzzbreakers.com and /bloggers, which is basically this page. I'll just show it to you really quick. Fill out that form, you know, and basically, you know, tell me the reasons why you would like to do that, and we will get you a login that will actually allow you to post articles. Now, As a contributor, what I will do is I will manually put you into the system, set you up as a contributor. You'll be able to log in using the login here. You can see right now I'm logged in as Buzzbreaker, but if you were on this site and were not logged in, then you would see a login screen, and you can log in right there. But in the username and password for the site that you would like to, for your user profile, and then you can fill in the basic information about your authorship, what your websites are, what your social media things are, and that kind of thing. And then I will send you the user and password information. You can start posting articles right away. When I get an article, then it basically comes up for me something like this. This is one of the articles that was posted by one of our bloggers here. And I'm going to just kind of show you what they've done. They've written an article here about women over age 50 can get a mammogram every other year now, the new study concludes. This is related to health, so the categories are over here, so I basically select health. In the news is something that's kind of the overall category for things that are trending, and you can see there are lots of other categories over here, but we're just going to make this one for in the news and health. Tags are something that some of you may be familiar with, some may not be familiar with. That's the things that that we can maybe trend for. So let me just give you an idea of how to get some tag information here. And so if I were to go over to Google AdWords, you can actually search for mammogram. So if I went back here and I just did a search for keyword tool, and you look, you'll see one of the first listings will be Google's keyword tool, and you click on that link, and basically it'll call up a space for you to find keywords. And if you put mammogram into the search box, and then you have to do this wonderful CAPTCHA kind of thing, and I can never figure out what the letters are, and I couldn't type if I could figure it out. I think that's a B-U-T-O-M serves, maybe. Let's see if it lets us. There you go. What they've done is basically given us a bunch of keywords that are related to mammograms. Some of these could be on our list. We can actually sort those by competition and stuff like that if we wanted to get heavy into it, or we could just copy this information into a new WordPad document, and I could screen out all of these different things and say, these are some of the things that I want to look for. So mammogram age might be a particular phrase that somebody was looking for. Mammogram screening guidelines, breast cancer mammogram, needle biopsy might be one. So there I've gotten several keywords that are available for that particular thing, screening mammogram. You can see that there are a lot of searches for these topics, so if I include these keywords, then that gives me more visibility. I can actually just copy and paste this. I'm going to just, for now, to make this really simple, go back to the page. You can see tags. I hit that with commas in between the different things, and I hit add. You can see I've got a bunch of different tags that are actually related to mammograms here. And I can put those same things down here in the keyword section. That gives you another spot that you can do. The next thing I would like you to consider is getting a featured image. This is a little bit tricky because we do have to have the rights to any images that we use, or at least the rights to use them. So let's just take a look here and we will see what we can find in terms of Google Advanced Image Search. So if you went to Google and you went to Image, Search Images, there is an Advanced tab that's available to you for you to, oops, where the heck is it? I keep forgetting. Well, let me see. I was just doing it a minute ago. I do mammogram. I think I have to go to the next page and I have to spell it right. Now, there's an advanced search here. So here's my settings. So I'm going to go to advanced search. Okay, so I did the search for mammogram. This gives us all kinds of images. Unfortunately, some of those images are licensed to other people. We'd have to pay for those images. But if you go to advanced images, you can actually filter by free to use, share, or modify even commercially. And if I do the search then, what it does is it returns a bunch of different pictures that are available for me to share or use even or modify even commercially, which is pretty good. And we ought to be able to find at least one picture that would be applicable to this. And let's just say that this is the picture, and I'm going to just save this picture. So I'm going to save image as, and I'm just going to call this mammogram. Wow, a lot of stuff. This is coming from the Navy, so that's why it's free. Your U.S. government at work. So I'm going to just save that. And then if I went back to the page that I was on before and I were to say set featured image, and I should have probably just minimized that. Let me do that. Mammogram. Did it take it away? Yeah, it did, but that's all right. Hang on just 1 second. I'm going to go set featured image, and I'm actually going to go to upload the file that I saved, and I can select that. And in here somewhere we should find mammogram. If I didn't go too far. There it is right there. So I can just open that file. It uploads it. And I can set the featured image as that particular image. And we are good to go with this post, and I'll actually publish the post. So let's go view this post right now. So there's our featured post, and if you were to look down here, you'd see this is an article by Charles Van Kessler. That's one of my mentoring team Impact Action Team members, and you can see that he's got in here links to his website, links to the Twitter account, links to the Facebook account, Charles Van Kessler on YouTube, all of those kind of things, a description of his work, and you can see it shows up in the author's post information over here on the side also, and it's pretty much ready to go. If you were to look at the home page, you'll see that we've got all kinds of things that show up in different spots, and you can see that this is now already in the news portion. Not related to PR. It's buzzing right now because we just added it. It's also down here in the health arena, so that that article is up and ready to go. There are a number of sources that you can use for images, since we're on image stuff right now, so let me just show you a couple of them that I use. One is PhotoPin. It's specifically free photos for bloggers and creatives for you to use things. Unfortunately, if you did a search for mammogram, you would probably not find anything. I think I did this one earlier just to find out. And you can see that they're returning sponsored images. Be careful about that. You can do that, but you have to pay for it. So if you put in a different term, I don't know. That's all sponsored. And they get a lot of sponsored images. I'm trying to think of something. Wow, they're going to return nothing but sponsored images or whatever I do right now. But actually, they're pretty good on some things. There you go. So here's Bill Cosby things that you could use for free. You can see these are free to use, link required. So if you go to the Get Photo, what happens is that you can actually download in various sizes. I try and use around 600 wide or thereabouts, not too large because it'll drag you down. And you see that there's a photo credit here. That's actually the HTML. You copy that into the bottom of your blog post, and that allows you to credit the person who created that and provide a link back to their site. So that's one resource that you can use. Another resource that you may be able to use for graphic resources, public domain pictures, that's free stock photos, and you could search for terms there. You can look at random free pictures, you know, those kinds of things, find images that would fit what you're blogging about. That's another good resource for you. So how do you find out what to write about in general? First thing you do would be to go to Google Trends, see what's happening right now. Let's see if anything has changed here. I'm going to look at the United States because most of our people are in the United States. You can see lots of stuff going on with Powerball, sports, March Madness, Miami Heat. And then days before we had Kate Upton in the news. Google Keeps was something that I haven't done an article on yet. So if you clicked on Google Keep, you would see the results for that. You can actually go out and find information about Google Keep. There's lots and lots of searches going on for Google Keep right now. There's Google Keep on YouTube, for instance. So that's in the results. And so they're talking about Google Keep. This is actually a video that you could conceivably share. So if you wanted to, what you could do is you could take this URL for this this particular video, which is on Google Keep, and you could go to Buzzbreaker. Let's just do that real quick. And you could add a new post. So you basically go new post, and you're going to get some information about that. Right here on this little bar here is a YouTube embed. So what you do is you click on the YouTube and you just paste in that address and you say OK, and now you've got a YouTube embedded into your video. And then we can go back and we can find out what's so hot about Google Keep right now. Why is it in the news in the first place? And where was it? It was here somewhere. There it is, Google Keep. 50,000 searches for that. And you can read some of the articles that are about this. So Wired is writing about it right now. If we wanted to just get basic information about Google Keep and what it was, we could actually take this information, we can copy this information, and we can put it into a notepad file, and we can read a little bit about it. We could go to other articles. that are about that. This is the official blog about it, which includes that video from YouTube, and that talks about it. So we could go back, we could capture that article. We can go to their to Google's press site. So if we go to google.com, let's see, press, official news, and you can basically find the information on Google Keep, and that's basically like a press release, kind of information that you can look for. So what they're doing is they're putting out news every single day, and you can do this off of all kinds of sites. Get the press releases right straight off of their website of what's going on. If it's in the news, then that's the kind of thing that you want to be able to do. So I'm just going to go here back to my notes, and I'm going to say, go up here to the top, and I'm going to basically paste in this information. Now we can actually edit this information down. It's saying every day we all see, hear, or think of things that we need to remember. Usually we grab a pile of sticky notes, scribble a reminder. I'll go ahead and turn the word wrap on to make it a little bit easier to read. So basically it's about note keeping. So we could just say something as simple as note taking is a problem. And then you can say, to solve this problem, Google created Google Keep, which allows you to quickly jot ideas down and create checklists and photos to keep track of what's important to you. Notes are stored in Google Drive and synced to all your devices, so you can always have them at hand. And you could go down and find more and more information. Like for instance here, this is from the other article, that there's a search function, so you can find the keeps you kept, and you can color code what you've got in a variety of hues. And you should make this your own. I'm not talking about plagiarizing it, but you can basically find the information. I'm just doing this really, really, really quickly to give you an idea of how you can do this. Of course, you can do this much better if you take a little bit of time with it. Basically, copy off this information, and going back to my add new post, I can basically, right under that video, I can post in the basic information. This is related to, and I start looking at social media, for instance. I look at tech, and I'm going to put videos on this because that also is related to videos. If we wanted to add other categories, then we could. Definitely in the tags, we want to say Google Keep, note-taking. This is kind of a competitor to, what's the app? Can't think of it. Should know. Hang on just one second. And by the way, this site looks really, really well on all your mobile devices. So if you have a phone handy, what I was thinking was Evernote. So if you look at, this is an Evernote competition, because what Google's done in effect is kind of come in, sees what is working, around the web, and they latch onto it, rebuild it, and just kind of integrate it into their system. You'll see that over and over again. It's kind of a pattern. All right, so all we need is a featured image. How did we get the featured image? We basically went to a featured image place. So let's just say, I don't know, Google Keep may be a little bit difficult. Here's what I'm going to do just to make it really easy for this so I don't keep you waiting. Set feature image. I think we have something on Google in here already. You can go down through the images, and I'm going to just say that's the image I'm going to pick. I'm going to set that as a featured image, and bang, we're basically up and running. I can publish this. Oh, I need a title for it. What's a good title based on Google Keep? Let's see what other titles are out there. How to get started with Google Keep. Headlines are something you want to keep in mind. Good headline writing is a big plus. And so what I would do is try and maybe raise a little bit of controversy if you get a chance. So we'll bring up the controversy over Evernote. So and then you publish it. And for your situations, what will happen is that it will go into an approval mode. I'll go through and make sure that that we're in and running. And basically, you've got a post. You've got a simple post that we just did in a matter of minutes that can drive you all kinds of traffic. And it's including the video, which makes it really, really easy. If you start looking through what's hot on the videos, then that's a big plus too. Do take a look at Buzzbreaker on your mobile device, because you'll see that this is a responsive theme. It should show up really, really well on mobile devices, on iPads, or whatever level it's at. The best format is used, and every device that I've seen, it's really looked really well on. So the next steps, of course, I've gone through the steps of how you could quickly put up a trending news topic if you tie in what you're doing to the news. So let's say, for instance, Charles Van Kessler is really interested in the health department. He also has created a line of liquid vitamins that he wants to get the word out about. So the health industry is a perfect kind of a niche for Charles. So you can see that if he was to build a series of articles that are related to hot topics around health, that he'll start showing up as a trending author on this particular thing. This picture will be showing up, and you'll see basically this kind of thing, filled with his posts. And when somebody goes to a particular category, then they will be able to see his information. And the next steps are really, really traffic building. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be emphasizing a lot of the posts that get traffic to them. We'll be using PR. We'll be using radio and television. There's a whole channel worth of blogs that we'll be able to feed information to, so that we can build traffic back to the blogs. And if you imagine this as a community of people that are putting out a constantly updated site, if you were sitting, like we were sitting in at the Impact event last weekend, or as we'll be together at the JB Alert Live event in Orlando coming up here in a few weeks, and there's a person with 5,000 people on their list at one table, and another table has 3,000, other people has 2, and another person has 10. You can imagine that how much more we could do if we were actually focusing efforts on building up traffic together as a community, because this site will be updated constantly. Google really likes that. They're going to be checking this site every couple of seconds, so you're going to get instant listings, for articles that are going to be placed on this site, and you can drive a lot of traffic back directly to you and your own blogs and products and things like that. Get a lot of credibility this way. It's pretty easy to do. The range of subjects is all over the place. So if you're interested in sports, there's all kinds of sports stuff going on. And some of these things, tie over into multiple categories. So, the athletes suffering concussions covers sports, but it also covers health issues. So you can show up in multiple places. You can really leverage videos because there's all kinds of interesting high traffic videos. You can go to YouTube, find out which videos are getting a lot of traffic, and you'll be able to tap into that stream, So there's our article. It's listed in this because I put a video in it. Goats take over YouTube. Goats is actually a trending topic. A lot of parody things where they took music videos and they added screaming goats to them. It's a big hot topic. So whatever you want to do in that area is is possible for you. So it could be all kinds of things. So there were videos about Tiger Woods landed a ball in a tree, or new movie trailers. All of those kind of things are in the news when people are looking for those things. If you're interested in social topics, there's one on bullying. It has over 6 million page views for that. So if you tap into that, you're tapping into the stream. So Hangover Part 3 trailer got released, and there was huge amounts of traffic on that. If you're interested in people, then people are in the news. They're going to show up in the Google Trends. You can talk about, whether or not they just have a filthy mouth or they got hacked or not. Or you can talk about Lil Wayne and his seizure. Those were, trending a few days ago. Or if the Pope's in the news, the new Pope's in the news, you can write about that. And then strong opinions, you can write about that. So lots of different topics that you can do. Then you can start doing some things yourself to drive traffic to that. And of course, you can announce them to your list. You can post these things on your own blogs, your own social media sites, and drive traffic that way, and drive them, right back into your funnel. You can use this as a credibility builder, talking about being a blogger on a top-level blog. If you wanted to link to a YouTube video, why not put it on this site, build some article about it, and then go out and tweet about it, or post on Facebook about it, drive traffic back to your article that way. You can also use things like online PR services. There's a list of PR services here. I'll just kind of paste this in here just so that you have this information. Most free press release things are not that useful for driving real press to your sites, but free press release submissions services can give you, quite a bit of traction on Google, at least as of right this second. Google is constantly adjusting their search algorithms to try and eliminate all things SEO. So they're looking at PR services and making allowances for some of those things in the future, at least. But trending news will always be in the news. So if this is things that people are interested in, then people are going to be interested in them for a while. So here's what I'm going to do. Like I said at the beginning, It's very, very easy for you to get involved. If you would like to get involved, all you have to do is just go to buzzbreaker.com, and that's the URL to sign up as a blogger. Just shoot me an email, say, yes, I'd like to be added to the list if you decide that this is something that you want to participate in, and I will certainly add you to the list. You can start posting immediately. And I'm going to open it up for questions. If you have questions, I'm going to look down the list and we'll see how we're doing, and you can type into the question area any questions that you have, or you can raise your hands and I'll get to you in just a minute. So let me just look down the list. Anita says, I'm still waiting for my login information. Hi, Anita. I wasn't sure if that was something that you wanted to do. If you want to do it, I'm happy to set you up, so I'll send you login information immediately after this call. I think I already have your email address, so absolutely I can get you set up. John McArthur asked if there was a Twitter handle for Buzzbreaker. Yes, it's Buzzbreaker News. And Anita suggested Samantha.com for copy-free images. That's a great resource for you. Yeah, and John left the URL for advanced image search, and I can't quite get that, so I'm not going to copy that in. You can just go to images, do a search, and then click on the advanced tab after you do the search. Can you use any video on YouTube, or are there restrictions? You don't have any restrictions about YouTube postings. They allow you to post using their stuff, unless it's been private, and then you won't see that. So Arthur says, I'm a blessing. That's very good. I am really glad to be building a relationship with you, and so great to have you at the meetup last night. And thanks to everybody who said Evernote while I was scrambling around trying to figure out what it was. The WordPress theme is a theme called, I'll tell you in just a second because I can't say it without spelling it. It's SAHIFA, and I found it on ThemeForest, so it's a pretty good theme. The part for the name and profile of the author, is it on the video for me to view afterwards? Cheryl. Okay, so when you go into your profile, you can actually fill in the basic information in your profile. Let me see if I can just kind of call that up a second here. Boom, 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 boom. Hang on just one second. I'll see if I can find basic information. Okay, edit my profile. So when you are logged into Buzzbreaker, you will be given a bunch of different things. Let me just show you a little bit of this here. You'll get a sheet something like this. You won't have all of the options down the side, but you can see that there are a couple of areas that you can fill in. You can fill in all of your social networking URLs, the things that you want for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for Flickr, for YouTube, or Pinterest, or Google+. You have all of those set up with your own profiles. You can do that. You can fill in the custom text for your author widget content. This one doesn't have much to it. It just has the original, the only Buzzbreaker himself. But there's a biographical information section up here. You can put in things like your website, instant messenger information, and all of that kind of information just straight in here. Here's the one thing I will tell you. It uses gravitars, so if you don't have a gravatar set up for your email address, gravitars are actually available tied and linked to an email address, and it actually pulls that Gravatar up across the web. The way that you find, the way that you set one up is to go, the easiest way is to actually do a search on Google, because they have an odd URL, but if you put Gravatar, that kind of a word in there, you will see this website, which is https for secure /en .gravatar.com. But the easiest way is just to search for Gravatar on Google and then click on the first thing there, and it just basically says put in your email, and that's the email that's associated with that account. So if your email is buzz@buzzbreaker.com, or your email is Ken McArthur or whatever it is, then you just click on this Get Your Gravatar. It sends you an email to verify your email address. You click on that link, and then you can just upload a picture into the Gravatar, and then it appears all over the web whenever you post comments or on blog sites that are used where you use that email. So that's the way that it works. Let's see if I've got other things. When blogging, is it best to blog about your expertise, or would you primarily blog about the top trending topics? You can do both, but if you want high traffic blogging, that's the whole point of going for the trending topics. Now, that doesn't mean you can't tie whatever you're an expert in to trending topics. The news does it all the time. Watch the news, and you will see, as soon as a particular celebrity gets in the news on a particular topic, people latch on to that because it raises the profile. Or if you're in disaster recovery, every time a disaster comes up, you're the disaster expert. If you're an electrician, you can be the electrician in a disaster expert. You can tie into just about anything, and a lot of things you can pretty much predict that they're going to happen, right? Here's one of the trending topics that came up actually a few weeks ago was Mother's Day, and if you aren't in the UK, then you wouldn't realize that Mother's Day was going to be suddenly a hot topic that early in the year. But if you have it on your calendar that this is Mother's Day in the UK, you can write Mother's Day articles 3 weeks ago, and it was trending all over the news. So that's a way to tie into things. You can tie into any holiday. So if you notice, there are a couple of posts on the Buzzbreaker site. There's one specifically that was just tied around Mother's Day. I think when is Mother's Day was the question, in the news. So you can do that in advance. People are going to be looking for that topic, and so you can do that, and you can encourage people to take certain actions if Mother's Day is coming up, or all those kinds of things. Arthur, Ken, would you like to go on a radio show in Chicago? Sure, absolutely. Just contact me, let me know, and I'd be happy to make arrangements to do that. Okay, Jim is asking about topics in the next training to follow this one. We're going to be talking a lot more about how we take these and we work them up the PR trail, and to actually drive traffic to the blog post once you get them in. I wanted to give you the basic idea that it's not difficult to do a quick blog post on a trending topic. You can do it over and over. I've done most of the articles on this one. They don't have to be very long, up until this point. They don't have to be long articles. Matter of fact, people's attention span is really, really short. So you can see, that most of these articles are not all that long. It's just something to get the news out because it's happening right now. So every time that somebody comes to that, that's exposure to you. Obviously, if you write in-depth articles or in-depth opinions, that will strengthen you as an expert. It's just a question of whether you're looking for volume or whether you're looking for high quality, and obviously the ultimate is that you get both, right? So you do high quality articles and you do lots of them. That will stimulate a lot of traffic. So working together, we can get a lot more traffic than we can do by ourselves. So every time that excuse me, somebody puts out a post about one of these articles that's on here, if you do a comment, this is really easy to share. I can go out right now and I can look at a couple of the articles that we just did. So we just did one on women over age 50 can get a mammogram. Now, all I have to do to tweet this is just basically go there. That's saying it's a little bit too many characters. I take off the via share it, and you can see that's basically already setting it up for me. I hit share. That's going out to Twitter, and it's easy. It's really, really simple. I can share this on Facebook the same kind of way. I do need to put in a comment. Mammograms going to every other year. Study concludes. So if I do this, it will actually go out. It will share that page. And if I went to the Buzzbreaker News website, you would see that that's going out, to those pages, getting shared, picking up social media traffic and stuff like that, driving it back here. You can share it on Pinterest. You can share it, wherever you want to do that. So it's just as easy as hitting a button while you're on the article. There's even a new feature here where you can actually do instant sharing. You can turn it on and it'll automatically share things as you go along, as you move through the website. So you want to be careful with that because that's a lot of sharing. But you can see, so if you went to Twitter.com Buzzbreaker News, which is the Twitter account that I set up for this, you can see that we've got all kinds of things, and it just just pours that information out, keeps them updated. If people get on the newsletter or they sign up for the feeds, it automatically sends them the hot news of the day every day. So you can get that information really easily and don't have to watch television all the time. You'll know what's hot. Any other questions? Any other comments? Anybody have any questions? If you'd like to take part, Cheryl Nicholson's got her hand raised. Let me see if I can open up the mic for a minute. Hey, Cheryl, how are you doing? Still there? Can you talk to me?
I got it. I got the information you gave me, so I looked at the avatar. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. I looked at the avatar, but I still don't see the place on the profile page to put it in.
Okay.
I see the website, email, AIM, but I still haven't found the spot on where to put the avatar.
Well, you have to confirm your email first, and then it sends you back to another spot. Did you do that?
Okay, I did that. I'm waiting for it to come back.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
so
thank you.
That's basically what it is. You just you wait for the for it to come back, email you, then you click on that link, and it takes you into the area after you verified your email address.
Okay, great.
All right. Any other questions? Anybody else? Raise your hand or just type them in. Would really like to have. I got Tracy calling me from Verizon with a message that they want me to spend more money or something. Okay. No other questions. I hope that you'll sign up. It's really easy to do that. You just go to Just go to buzzbreaker.com/bloggers, and you can get on the list there. That will get you the communications as we build this community. If you would like to be activated with a user account, email me at ken@buzzbreaker.com or ken@jvalert.com or ken at any of my other email addresses, and I will set you up. I'll set each person up manually so that you can be a contributor and start doing some blog posts, and we'll have fun. In the next call that we do on the high traffic blogging, we'll be talking about how you use PR and how we can leverage each other's community and how we can leverage social media to drive traffic to these blog posts. We've been going about an hour. I want to respect your time. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you'll take part. Thanks so much for being here with us, and have a great day.